This is a HeadGum podcast.
Hello and welcome to The Complete Guide to Everything, a podcast about everything. I'm one of your hosts, Tom.
And I'm Tim.
Tim, how are you doing this week?
Tom, I am feeling great and ready to face this new year.
Yeah, we're recording on New Year's Eve.
Yeah, you don't have to tell them that. Let's just pretend it's New Year's Day. This is what we're doing. The day of release.
It's 12:01, New Year's Day, January 1st. Our New Year's resolution was to record an episode of this podcast, and mission accomplished.
Yeah.
In about an hour. I don't want to get ahead of myself.
I'm also going to start using military time. That's my New Year's resolution.
That's
so
what they
for
do
you,
that
it's
in Europe.
12:01. For me, it's 00:01.
Oh, very
AM.
Cool.
Wait, they don't even say AM if it's 00.
Yeah, you're not afraid of being accused of stolen valor by running around using military time all the time?
No, I think that's the loophole for stolen valor. I think if you talk in military, you just use the military time thing. People will assume oh, he must be ex-military. He must be a vet.
Yeah,
but you're
or
not
you can,
wearing.
you're
not. It's not overt, right?
Yeah, or you could just buy a uniform off of Amazon.
No. You shouldn't do that, Tom.
Okay. I know you've been looking for years for a loophole to steal valor.
I mean, I've been looking for years to get a loophole to get a discount at Denny's. Sure.
Yeah.
Who
you
wouldn't
want
want
the military discount? What is that, 10%?
Yeah, 10% off a Rootin' Tootin' Fresh and Fruity or something.
I mean, they're already selling those things barely above cost as it is. They got to be going into the red for our boys in blue.
Yeah, which is weird because it seems like the International House of Pancakes is playing all sides.
Yeah, what if you're part of the Foreign Legion or something? You go in there.
Yeah.
Will they still extend the discount?
Maybe because they're internet, it doesn't matter what you're a veteran of.
What if you're a Russian soldier right now on vacation in America?
They might actually say thank you for your service, as sick as that might be.
God,
yeah,
that's so sick. Get up and slap them with a flapjack for saying something like that.
Tom, how are you doing this? Sorry, go on.
I was just gonna say I don't think we've ever really had any Russian listeners, so I'm not mad. I'm not worried.
Yeah, that you're gonna get slapped with a flapjack?
I'm always a little bit nervous. I'm gonna get slapped with a flapjack. I'm not even worried about it. Hurting. It's just the embarrassment.
From what I understood that in the past you took to Craigslist looking for someone to slap you with a flapjack.
Yeah,
you were willing to pay good money for that.
I was offering to pay good money to be humiliated in private, slap with a flapjack. Tim, because it's the end of the year, they're showing a lot of the year that was type things. Mm-hmm. And I saw a commercial.
But remember, Tom, as far as we're concerned, it's the beginning of the year,
right?
So you're talking about last year, right?
Yeah, I'm talking about the past.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
But I saw one of these commercials, and they showed that time Will Smith slapped Chris Rock.
I forgot about that. The slap.
Tim, seeing it again in a commercial, I reacted like it was the first time. It was great. It's man, here we are at the end of the year, and it's still one of the craziest things I've ever seen.
Look, I know how things work, right? I know how comedy specials work.
Yeah.
A comedian goes and hones an hour's worth on the road, and then they record a special.
Yeah.
But Chris Rock is doing this Netflix special.
Oh, yeah, he's doing a
live
one. Yeah.
Yeah. If that isn't at least 80% Will Smith and slap material,
yeah,
I'm calling up Netflix and telling them I'm canceling my subscription.
Well, yeah, and you'd be right to do it.
It better be like at least a chunk on the slap, right?
Yeah, it has to be. How are you going to do like such a big thing and not talk about the time Will Smith slapped you on stage?
Do you think they're doing it live? They're broadcasting it live because he's afraid that if he records it, Will Smith and his powerful cabal of Hollywood insiders will somehow do something to it.
I think they're doing it live because Netflix is hoping to get Will Smith in there to slap him on stage again.
That's the smartest thing you've ever said, Tom.
Man, what if we were watching that special and all of a sudden you saw Will Smith creeping up behind him, and the whole audience is going crazy, and he's like, what's going on?
Yeah.
A man can
Will
only
Smith is doing
dream.
like an exaggerated like tiptoe thing.
Yeah, and he's
Everyone's like, Chris, behind you.
He's got his finger up to his lips, like, shh, don't tell him. I'm gonna slap. This time, I'm gonna slap him in the back of the head. He's gonna knock his face right into the microphone. I'm gonna slap him in the back of the head so hard.
I'm excited, Tom.
Yeah, I'm excited for the new year. If something like that.
I'm excited for the new slap. I'm excited for the slap redux.
Yeah, and look, don't misconstrue that. That doesn't mean we don't appreciate the original slap. It's just, you need fresh content out there. We need some fresh slaps. It can be the same guys. Just, I want to see another slap.
Oh, it's got to be the same guys. Unless it's like, I don't know, like the president or something.
Getting slapped or being the slapper?
Either or. I guess
Yeah.
for where my politics, I don't necessarily want to see a 100-year-old man get slapped.
Yeah, I mean, that has a very good shot at killing him. So,
Yeah.
So-
Yeah, no. Maybe he should slap. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, if I was the
Elon
president,
Musk.
if I was the president, you can probably get away with slapping anybody because the Secret Service is going to, as soon as any contact's made, they're going to get in there.
Yeah.
And
you know what? The president would slap somebody, and the Secret Service would rush in there as if like, the president, like the other guy was at fault.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
how aggressive
exactly.
they'd be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's why if I were the president,
It boils my blood that the president could just slap anybody, and then these
it boils
big goons will.
it boils my blood that he can slap anybody he wants and he doesn't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
This is
again,
going to come back to haunt you when you run for president, and it's going to be smooth sailing, and then it comes out that, like, I think Tom might just be doing this so he can slap a whole bunch of people with impunity.
I mean, and again, I think also our current president slapping somebody might also kill him. So maybe we should all just wait until we get, some fresh young blood in there.
Yeah, I'm sure any day now we'll have a young president who understands what's going on around him.
And old people will line up to vote for them. They'll say, I might not understand all this stuff, but, I'm only going to be here for a few more years. Maybe I should let these people be in charge.
Nah, we don't need that. Tom, how are you doing this year?
This year? You mean last year? Or this year so far?
I'm just saying, what's up this week? I was giving you an opportunity to speak your mind.
Oh,
the
to
way
speak
that we
my
give
mind?
each other the opportunities to speak our minds every week.
Tim, I'm doing pretty good this week. I'm excited to talk about the topic today.
You want to just get into it? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying let's just get into it, man.
I guess what was on your mind was the slap, and you talked about it.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, and look, Tim, 9 times out of 10, that is what's on my mind at any given moment.
I think what people don't realize, Tom, is this show is actually extraordinarily structured.
Yes.
They don't understand that, like, I know that it's a cliche that at the beginning of shows, like, about something, people, they'll just banter at the top. But what people don't understand is we set aside time for us to say what's on our mind because neither of us talk to anybody except for our significant others
Yeah.
all week. So we just need an outlet. for
Yeah,
something
exactly.
that your fiance and my wife just don't feel like talking about, namely the slap.
Yeah, I mean, and to be fair, I think both of them were, about as interested in the slap as the next person. But,
Yeah.
at a certain point for a normal person, enough is enough. They don't want to talk about the slap anymore.
The night of the slap, Tom, I was up watching the Oscars live
Yeah.
on television. My
Tim,
wife,
you should have just come over. We should have had a sleepover that night.
if we had known that the slap was going to happen, I certainly would have.
We would have been up
the
all
thing-
night.
The thing is, I had I think 3.5 or 4-month-old baby at the time,
Yeah.
so we weren't like getting that much sleep.
Yeah.
And so my wife opted to go to bed, before, like, the slap happened at like 10:30 p.m. or something.
Yeah, it was later because it was, not too long before they announced Best Actor.
Yeah, exactly. So she was asleep, and I was just like on the couch, like, "What's going on with this slap? I love
Yeah.
this. I'm loving this slap." And then the baby started crying at some point, and she got up, even though I was awake. I was too amped from the slap to soothe the baby that was crying.
Yeah, you
So
would
she
have just
got
made
up.
the baby would have felt your energy and your excitement. It would
Yeah.
have just upset the baby even more.
So my wife came out of the of the bedroom groggy because she was asleep.
Yeah.
Sleep deprived, and was coming to confirm with me, "Oh, I'm gonna go take care of the baby because you're watching television." And I explained to her in detail what happened with the slap. Tom, I can tell you, she was not as interested in the slap as the next guy, as you just postulated.
And the whole time the baby was just screaming.
Yeah, pretty much. And I was excitedly recounting all of the, the story surrounding the slap.
Yeah.
I offered to show her the Japanese television feed where you could hear what Will Smith was saying. She declined to watch.
Foolish.
Priorities, I think.
Yeah. Well, I guess
Some of us prioritize the slap. Some of us prioritize our very, very young children.
Yeah, well, some people don't care about art, Tim. And you're not going to be
Goddamn
able
shame.
you're not going to be able to convince them otherwise.
Tom, what are we talking about this week?
Tim, this week we're talking about Lego.
Hell yeah.
This
you know
is- What?
what? Well, what were you going to say? This is
I was gonna
a suggestion
say-
from somebody?
Yeah, Thomas. Thomas.
Can I guess who it's from? Is it from Zach?
No, I don't think so. I mean, maybe Zach
'Cause-
suggested it too.
Well, I'm sure Zach would. From what I understand, there's this guy, Zach. He's a Lego maniac.
Oh, I see. That's Zach. No, this was Thomas Calder on our Patreon.
Well, thank you.
Back in October, we posted back in October of last year, we posted a call for topics, and Thomas gave this one, and you know what? Seemed like a pretty good one. We'll see. I guess we'll see.
Tom, would you consider yourself a Lego maniac?
Tim, I got Lego for Christmas.
What? How old are you again?
I'm a 41-year-old man.
Let me guess.
Yeah.
The Back to the Future DeLorean set.
Oh, no, it wasn't that. I'm going to have to tell my fiance to return what she got me. Oh, hold on. Let me go in the other room. Stupid. You got me the wrong thing.
No, what did you get?
It was Batman's cowl. You know, like
A Batman.
the mask that he wears.
Oh. So can you then build it out of Lego?
Yeah.
Not Legos, Lego.
Yes.
And then wear it yourself?
No, it's smaller than that. You know, it's not like a life-size cowl. Just like
Would
a little display piece.
Would it fit a baby?
A conversation starter. I don't know if it would. I haven't put it together yet. So I'm not 100% sure exactly how big it is. You know, it's like a pretty big box. but
Right.
but I can't really get a sense of how. I'm gonna try and look it up right now. I can't really get a sense of just how big it is. Judging by the box, it seems like maybe I could fit it on a baby, but that's
I don't think you should.
Well, I mean, if the baby wants to try it, who am I to stop it? Tim, I'm looking at this Lego right now. Guess what?
What?
Okay. I've got two very important updates. The first update is, Tim, this Lego ages 17 and up,
Well,
not for babies.
no. You know who it's for, Tom?
What?
AFOLs.
Oh, adult fans of Lego?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this one's 17 plus. The instructions have a lot of nudity in them for, I don't even know why. It's honestly, it's inappropriate, but
It sounds pretty sexy to me.
it is what it is. And, so they can't, I'm looking at it now. 18 plus, Tim.
Wow.
A young person.
So you could get into an R-rated movie
Tim,
and
you
still
could
not
get
be able to
into an
build this
NC-17 rated movie, and the man
Wow.
at the Lego store would not legally be allowed to sell you this set.
It's, what kind of society are we living in?
I mean, a good one, because I don't know, I don't know. I guess like a 17-year-old might choke on some of these pieces.
You know what's cool about being 17?
What's that?
You're old enough to go see an NC-17 movie, but they're not old enough to get drafted by the military into war.
Yeah, I mean Tim, we knew each other when we were 17. You remember I went to see an NC-17 movie every day, just
Yeah.
to
In the window, because you're like, if war breaks out, I'm not going to be able to do this.
Yeah,
I
I'm
got to
not-
get it all in now.
I'm not going to be storming the beach at Normandy, wishing that
Yeah.
I had seen 365 NC-17 movies.
Yeah, I'm going to be fighting for everybody else's right to watch those movies, but I won't have time to watch them myself.
Yeah.
Getting shot and killed on the beach in Normandy.
The second update, Tim, is that I'm looking at this man and making the Lego. Actually, he's not even really making it. He's like just kind of, I think, admiring his handiwork.
Like on the box?
I'm looking at the Amazon description.
Okay. Okay.
You know what? I can send this to you.
You don't need to do that.
In the third picture, it looks like he's like showing it to his wife, and his wife doesn't care. It's like that kind of
Right.
of picture.
It's true to life in the
Yeah,
the
but
description.
I
That's
will-
admirable.
I will say this: giving it another look, I think you could get a newborn's head inside this thing.
I mean, also figure, Tom, those all the newborns like bones and stuff, and then the head haven't fused yet.
Yeah, that's
so you
what
can
I'm
really
talking about.
shove. Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, sure, you might have a kid grow up with some, Lego indents in their head, but that's not too bad, because then the rest of their life, that kid can just pop a Lego right onto their head. They'll be the envy
Oh, I
of
see
everyone
the
at school.
picture you're referring to. So the wife does not appear in the picture.
No, she's on her way out the door. She's got her bags packed. She's saying to him, "You can keep it."
410 pieces, Tom, in this set.
Yeah, she's saying, "I hope you and your Lego Batman, Cal, are very happy together."
Right.
But I'm looking at this Amazon, 2,825 global reviews, a 4.8 rating.
Wow.
That's
That's quite a
pretty
cowl,
good.
Tom. Yeah. That's quite a cowl, I say.
Yeah, and now I'm looking too. They got all these. And it's sold out on Amazon, by the way. But they've got all these like.
Did your fiance pull some strings?
She must have. But I'm looking at. They've got all these light up sets too. I can get some like LED lights to put inside this thing. So that's definitely something I'm gonna do.
Tom, Lego is a line of plastic construction toys that are manufactured by the Lego Group.
What?
Yeah. The company's
you'll have to,
flagship product.
You'll have to excuse me. I'm hearing this for the first time.
You have to excuse me. I have to go cool down after hearing that. The company's flagship product, Lego, consists of variously colored interlocking plastic bricks accompanying an array of gears, figurines called minifigures, and various other parts. Tom, not only is Lego a toy empire,
Yeah.
they're a media empire now. They got Lego movies. They
Yeah.
got Lego video games. They got this TV show on Fox called Lego Masters.
I thought you were going to say not only are they a toy company, they're also part of the military-industrial complex now.
Do you
They're
think
also
that's
an
the
arms
case?
supplier.
Oh my gosh!
No, Tim.
Oh, and they have a theme park too, Legoland.
Yes. Well, no, actually, there are no Lego sets that directly appeal to war because the founder did not want to make war attractive to children. So
That's admirable.
Yeah, and it's weird though because there's no, at least as far as I know, maybe there's like one or two that are like, I don't know, in there on some technicality, but there's no like, Army Man or Soldier or Lego minifig or like tank kit or anything like that. But
Maybe you can make your own in your own kind of stolen valor Lego situation.
well, but that's the thing, Tim. I remember, I'm going to try and find it right now. There's like websites that sell like bootleg Legos for like, actual maniacs that are like furious that they can't buy war Legos.
Right.
I'm looking at them right now. They do have like some castles and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
no,
of
like,
course, but like it's like all old timey stuff.
yeah, no modern day, not even like Civil War or anything like that, Revolutionary War.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Tom, King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table. This is
Yeah.
gonna make me sound like an idiot. all that stuff fake?
I don't think. God, Tim, don't ambush me with these questions. Look, if you look like an idiot, that's fine. But then you ask me, and then I have to pretend like I know.
Because you got Merlin in there, right? And there's no way Merlin could be real.
It is true, but there's like a lot of embellishment.
Merlin is
and
true?
stuff. Merlin, I think Merlin's like one of those guys where they think it was like based on a real guy.
Was he like the David Blaine of his time?
He's a mythical figure prominently featured in the legend of King Arthur.
Okay.
So yeah, it sounds like he's like a
Let's
composite
get to the
figure
bottom.
of like a few different
Was King
a few different real magicians.
This, I mean, Tom,
Mm-hmm.
he may not have been according to history.com.
He may not have been what? Real?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what
Sorry,
I
I'm
said.
trying to read this. Yeah. Okay. It's look.
The jury's out.
Yeah. Nobody could know for sure what's going on if Merlin was really magic or just some sort of sleight of hand artist.
Either Merlin didn't exist or he did and magic is real. But it's somehow been lost to the ages. Nobody knows it anymore. Or they do, and they practice it in secret.
I don't think that would be possible, Tom. Somebody would spill the beans.
Maybe somebody who spilled the beans, they've since died, and the person they spilled the beans to was like, yeah, right. And then they died. And then, now we're in present day.
Yeah. Tom, we're doing an episode on Lego. We could really do a whole month on Lego. We won't.
Right. How can we do a whole month on it? Just like us putting together Lego?
Yeah.
Just like
Look, Tom.
ASMR of like clicking together. Holy cow! I'm looking at this Lego Super Mario Bowser, 2,800 pieces.
Okay, here's the thing. Lego, I've one main question about Lego, and you can't say Legos, it's Lego.
Yeah,
and
that's
they're Lego
one of the
bricks,
big
and they're
things.
Lego sets. And I don't like when these corporations are like, oh, no, there's actually grammar rules around our products. It's like, you know what? Just sell me some fucking Legos, right?
Tim, I'm looking at the pictures on Amazon of the Bowser, to try and get a accurate size. Yeah. And I was looking at the other ones, and the guy's wife was leaving them. I'm looking at these ones to get an idea of how big Bowser is. The guy's wife is walking out the door with this Bowser. It's life size.
Oh my gosh.
That's who she's leaving him for.
Stole his wife right from him?
Yeah.
Cuckolded him? Cuckolded him?
Cuckolded him. Unbelievable.
That's what happens when you bring a Bowser into your house. What do you do with the princess?
That's a lesson you learn once the hard way.
Tom,
but
right.
you were saying about like Lego and Legos and all that.
Yeah. My one main question is their patent so airtight that there could not be any kind of good knockoff Legos?
I don't see, because like you can get, like, even on Amazon they have like knockoff Legos that you can buy. Lego. I apologize. That's the other thing. I was looking up all this stuff. Like, Lego is not a noun.
It's an adjective.
Yeah. Well,
it refers to, it's a Lego block. It's
Lego brick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A Lego set. A Lego man.
Yeah. A Lego maniac.
A Lego Bowser.
Mm-hmm. A Lego cuckold.
Yeah. I guess what I'm saying is, like, those things are also cheap. They're made so cheaply, and like the plastic is crappy and stuff, right? The knockoff ones.
Right, yeah.
What if you slightly look, this thing, Lego, they made the bricks for the first time in 1957 is when they, I think,
somewhere
were
around
patented.
there. Mm-hmm.
Oh, in 1958 they were the stud and coupling system was patented according to thoughtco.com.
Yeah.
When is that patent up?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really understand.
When can we start making generic off-label Lego? And we'll just call them Legos.
Yeah.
We'll be like, oh, you guys said that's not your product.
Right. And from then on, when anybody goes to like a toy store, I like to buy my kids some Legos. They're going to buy our piece
They're going to be
shit.
the shopkeeper is going to be legally obligated to be like, well, they said Legos.
Yeah, they said Lego. I got to sell them these things that, they're
Tim
like
and Tom
flaking
present
apart.
Legos. Yeah.
They don't click together or anything like that.
They'll click together, Tom. If
You
they
just
didn't,
gotta
we wouldn't have
push
to wait
'em.
for the patent to
You just
to
look.
run
You
out.
gotta apply a little force. It's good for kids. It builds muscle.
And now I want to get these two, my trademark Tim's gripes, out of the way.
Okay.
Tom,
Mm-hmm.
every time I read about Legos, they're always talking about how many Lego bricks it would take to get to the moon or to go around the world. I don't care about that.
About this.
Nobody cares. I have no sense of like how far away the moon is. It's like, oh, it would take 28 billion Lego blocks. Okay.
Well, that's what.
Cool.
Look, Tim, I'm reading this too, and it says there are over 400 billion Lego bricks in the world. So that's 500 billion, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Stacked together.
Well, no, it's almost 500 billion.
Almost 500 billion.
Yeah.
I thought a trillion was 800 billion.
Oh, yeah.
My mistake.
Common misconception. Yeah.
But it says stacked together, they would be 2,386,065 miles tall, which is 10 times higher than the moon. First off, the moon's not high, right?
Yeah.
The moon's away. And the moon's only, it's less than 1 million miles away. that sound right?
Tom, again, stop asking these kinds of questions.
But doesn't that also sound like if you could stack all the Legos and they would, reach the moon 10 times, wouldn't we be like wading through Legos all the time? Wouldn't they just be like all over the floor for there to be that many?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Maybe a lot of them are stored under the sea.
Using the internet without ExpressVPN is like forgetting to mute yourself on Zoom and everyone hears you trash talking to your coworkers and farting and pooping in the bathroom.
What do you do on Zoom meetings, Tom?
It may just be a bit of harmless banter, but what happens if your boss overhears you talking about his receding hairline? Get in my office! I've told you not to do that!
Reynolds! Have you been talking about my hairline?
Internet service providers.
Like my wife.
Internet service providers know every single website you visit, and ISPs can and do sell this information to ad companies and tech giants who use your data to target you. Yeah, you ever wonder why you're like, I was looking on this on Twitter. Why am I getting Facebook ads? Because the ISPs are selling you out, baby. ExpressVPN reroutes your network traffic through a secure encrypted tunnel so your ISP can't see or sell your online activity. It's so simple to use. You fire up the app and you click one button. It doesn't get any easier than that. Rated #1 by CNET and TechRadar, it works on phones, laptops, even routers. So everyone can share your Wi-Fi. Everyone who shares your Wi-Fi can be protected. Tim, I use ExpressVPN all the time, wherever even when I'm connected at home. You never know. I don't want my ISP knowing anything about me.
Agreed. They're a bunch of scoundrels, if you ask me.
Protect your online privacy by visiting expressvpn.com/guide today. That's expressvpn.com/guide. And you can get an extra 3 months free. expressvpn.com/guide. All right, Tim.
Wait, hold on. I didn't get to my second gripe.
Oh, yeah. What's your second gripe?
Sometimes when you go places, they have like large scale things built out of Legos. Like, oh, here's a big Lego tiger that's the size of a real tiger.
Right. Well, you go to a
that's
lot
not
of those
impressive to me.
Unlicensed tiger zoos.
Where they're not real tigers, they're just Lego tigers.
No, they're real tigers, but they're not supposed to have them. They're not equipped to handle them.
You know what I'm talking about when you go to FAO Schwartz or something.
Yeah. What's your problem with this? You don't like it?
They're just not impressive to me. Just like, yeah, sure. I'm sure there's a guy that could do all that. Yeah, he did it. It's fine. That has nothing to do with what I do with the Lego, which is, build a little thing.
Has nothing to do with what I do with the Lego. And Tim, I know what that is. You're always putting them in your mouth, and I'm always having to slap you on the back to get don't put them in your mouth. You're gonna choke on them.
You don't know. You don't know what's good for me, Tom.
The minifigs, the heads on the minifigs have holes on both ends because it makes them less of a choking hazard. I guess then it doesn't like create suction.
Oh, it's very smart.
They've thought of everything except they didn't think about making them bigger so kids wouldn't choke on them.
They sure did, Tom. Duplo.
Oh, Duplo, yeah. Yeah,
and
but
you got some Lego for Christmas. My baby son got some Duplo for Christmas.
Apparently, they're compatible. Do you know this?
What in the world, really?
Apparently, they click together like it was meant to be.
I'm looking at this right now.
What?
My gosh, a picture of Duplo and Lego. Working in harmony, like ebony and ivory. Yeah,
just Duplo and Lego shaking hands.
Yeah,
reaching across
Duplo
the aisle.
is. You want to know why they're called Duplo?
Because they're duplicitous.
They're twice the size of traditional Lego bricks.
Ah. Yeah, but that's another thing. If you run it, I mean, maybe. Well, I want to talk a little bit about models for a minute here, and I'm not talking about the Hawaiian
Christy
Tropic.
Brinkley.
Tim. But like, you ever see like models where they'll be like, "Oh, this is 1/4 scale, 1/4 the size," and you look at it and you're like, "That's not 1/4 the size."
I mean, I don't think I ever call it into question. What is there a particular model you're
Yeah,
thinking of? And I'm not talking about Vendela.
Whatever happened to Vendela?
She aged out of the game, I
I
think, probably.
guess. You used to hear about Vendela all the time.
She turned 26 and they threw her in the trash.
No, I get thumbnails. Well, I don't get thumbnails. I get like YouTube recommendations for like, nerdy models. They're not even models. Like, what would you call them? Like, I guess like art piece type, like statues. That's what I'm thinking of.
Right.
Like a statue of Batman or a statue of Captain America or whatever. And I was looking at a thumbnail the other day and they were like, this is half scale, 1/2 scale. And I was like, that doesn't look like it's half the size. Like it looks like it would maybe come up to like somebody's thigh. I
guess that makes sense. But look, Tom, that's your gripe.
Guilty as charged. That is my gripe. That sometimes
it's your cross to bear, my friend.
Yeah. What were we talking about before I got on to talking about scales and all this?
Legos. Lego.
Yeah, but what specifically about Lego?
I don't know. We can go anywhere with this, Tom. Yeah. Let's talk about...
Oh, you were talking about how Duplo's twice the size of Lego.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can click them all together.
Yeah. Hey, Duplo... I always thought that Duplo was a rival...
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought, too.
Company. And I thought that Lego just, at some point, bought them out because they got so big. Tom, right. Lego, look, I feel like, okay, so 1958. Yeah. All right, wait, hold on. Started by this guy, Ole Kirk Christensen.
I think his name's Ole.
It's Ole.
Yeah.
Right? Probably like Ole Kirk Christensen. But like the way it reads is Ole Kirk Christensen.
Yeah, which kind of makes sense. Like he's the original founder. I think it's like his, son or grandkid that runs the company now.
Yeah. He started it in Denmark in 1932. They were just a toy company. It's like when people are like, "Did you know Nintendo was a playing card company?" It's like, yeah. In the 1800s, they didn't have freaking TVs to put the video games on. So they had to put them on cards. And they didn't call them video games. They called them card games.
Wouldn't it be amazing if they were like, in the 1800s, Nintendo was making, video games that ran on Steam.
Yeah. I mean, that would be
and
innovative.
A Sterling engine.
Oh, man. You want to know what one of my New Year's resolutions is, Tom?
What, to build a Sterling engine?
No, to play more video games.
Okay, that's a good resolution, I guess.
Because I don't play any video game. I don't think I played 1 minute of video games in 2022.
Well, Tim, the Lego people, they're all over video games nowadays.
Yeah.
Have you ever played, Tom? Have you ever played any of those Lego video games?
No, Tom, I don't play video games. I'm not a loser.
Well, maybe you should try one of these Lego video games. They're pretty fun.
I'm gonna become a loser this year.
Yeah, pretty soon you'll be getting YouTube thumbnails with these statues too.
So they made the plastic toys. Like at first they were just like making like a duck, like a toy duck. Yeah. A toy...
back in 1958, that's what passed for fun.
A plastic ball for babies and wooden blocks. And then they bought a plastic injection molding machine, right? And then they figured out, hey, we'll do this thing. So that was, 58.
Some plastic salesman came and said, the future is plastic.
Yeah, and he was right.
Yeah, and they said, well, you know what? We'll take you up on that.
Yeah, they saw The Graduate is what they did, and they were like, oh, this
and then they said,
true to life.
just to be clear now, the stuff we make, it's never going to decompose, right?
That's on purpose, right? It's for you to get more value for your dollar, Tom.
Yeah.
If you bought a Lego set and it decomposed in 3 years,
Right.
you'd be like, this cowl is useless to me. I can't even shove a newborn baby's head into it anymore.
It doesn't matter how soft their head is, it's going to break this cowl.
So fast forward to 2003,
Okay.
maybe 2004, when I went to the Javits Center toy show
Yeah.
for a college
in college,
class.
yeah.
Yeah, and I had to do it for a class. You know, you and I went to the toy fair later on, right?
Yeah, as
many
members
years
of the
later.
press.
You see, it's everybody peddling their wares, right? Like everybody wants to talk to you, show you their new products, show you like, hey,
do a backroom deal.
yeah. They always are like, hey, do you want to go in this back room? It's full of cigar smoke.
Make a deal. Do you want to go in this back room? It's it's behind this stand, which is actually just another stand that's sharing a wall, but
You go to the Lego section, Tom, and this
Yeah.
happened to me. I was like, oh, Lego, cool. I'll go, I had to choose like a vendor and do a report on them or
yeah,
something.
because
for college or
especially
whatever.
like you go to this thing and there are like hundreds of vendors, at least half of which are selling things that look like they're gonna catch on fire.
Yeah.
As soon as you like bulk order 10,000 of them.
Yeah.
We went to
Or
that.
they're just complete dog shit toys where it's
Yeah.
like, no kid's going to like this.
We went to one of those things, Tim, and we were some of the first people to see hoverboards.
Yeah, you fell off one. You
No,
hurt
that
yourself
that
pretty
was
bad.
just that was just a motorized skateboard.
Yeah, you fell off that and hurt yourself pretty bad.
Yeah, and it wasn't. If I like crashed through something, at least I don't know, it would be like funny.
Leaving an exact cutout of the shape of your body with your arms flailing.
Exactly. Then at least it would have been who could have been mad. But instead, I just like was going too fast and like stepped off at like a weird angle and like everything looked fine except like one of my bones just hurt so bad.
To this day, from what I understand.
It was a big bone. It was my femur. I still don't even know what the hell like it didn't even make sense, but it just really hurt.
You're a very fragile guy. Do you know that?
And I said we
You
should
would
leave.
think a big galoot such as yourself wouldn't be all that fragile, but you're always like, I hurt my femur.
Tim, I put myself out there. If I see something
you don't
extreme,
really,
if I see something extreme like an electric skateboard at the Javits Center, I'm too desperate for that hit of adrenaline to think rationally.
You're a real adrenaline junkie. That's what everybody says about you. That's what I respect about you, Tom.
Thank you.
So I went and I was like, I'll a young 22-year-old Tim, 21-year-old Tim. It's
Yeah.
like, Lego, I'll do my, paper on Lego.
Oh,
excuse me,
I'm doing a report. Can I come talk to you?
Yeah, I get there. They've bought up like, 12 or so.
Yeah, they have a
plots,
huge amount of
And
footprint.
and they erect a wall, not made out of Lego, mind you,
No.
that you can't see past.
Yeah.
And I went up and talked to a lady with a clipboard who was really mean to me. I think I went drunk. I don't remember why. So I think this
Well,
might have been
Tim,
part. I
look.
think this might have been part of why the lady didn't let me into the Lego thing.
You
But she was
show
just
up-
basically saying, like, you're a nobody. You smell like booze. You're not getting in the Lego section.
Yeah, you show up drunk to the toy fair,
I don't know if I was drunk. I think I had a couple drinks with lunch on the way there.
right, and you're like, my dad owns Toys R Us, and we're not going to carry Lego anymore unless you let me in.
Yeah. So anyway, they were real uptight pricks about it, and I couldn't even get like a glimpse of what they were doing at that point. So what I'm saying is they were in, almost 20 years ago, Tom. They were far from their humble roots.
Yes.
In where Billund, Denmark.
Yeah, I remember going to those toy fairs more recently, a few years back, and like the same thing. There's like a bouncer at the door who you can't even really get to like even like acknowledge you. And then when you do, they're like, no. Like they don't even explain. They're not even like, oh, you had to have like booked an appointment. It's just like, no, if you're somebody we want to talk to, we'll reach out to you. Thanks.
I don't even know why they have a presence there. Just do your own thing.
And it's a huge presence.
I know.
And it makes you wonder what they got behind that curtain.
Tom, we're saying the same thing here, Tom. We need to get in there.
Yeah, I remember saying to one of those ladies, like, but we have press passes. And she was like, I think turned her back to me.
Let's see when this toy fair is.
Yeah. Oh, I guess you don't.
2023.
You don't agree with the Constitution and that there should be freedom of the press, and that a couple of drunk men who do a podcast that's not related to toys shouldn't be allowed in to question.
What are you talking about? We've been talking about Lego for the last 45 minutes.
Question some Lego executives.
All right, Tom.
Mm-hmm.
Mark your calendar. 10 months from now, September 30th to October 3rd is the toy fair. I am making it my life's mission for you and I to get into this Lego situation.
Wow.
And as an added bonus, we're going to be drunk.
I'll have to be. I'll be too nervous to go in there otherwise.
Yeah,
and especially now that this episode's out, don't put anything past these Danes, Tim. We might get in there and they might say like, "Oh, we heard your little podcast," and maybe behind that curtain they've just got a big hole that they push people they don't like into.
That's fine. That's fine, Tom. At least it'll be closure.
At least we'll be together. And there's probably, at least accidentally some Lego down there.
Yeah.
That fell down the hole.
I have a Vendela update.
Great.
In 2019, her boyfriend, Peter Pilgaard, or Petter Pilgaard, proposed to her. But due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the wedding was postponed.
Wow, that's why
Fear not. They were finally married last year in June of 2022.
Whew. I mean, yeah, that even that's like a long time. I was going to say if they were still claiming like, oh, COVID, then it's like, I don't know about that. I don't know,
Vendela.
A lot of those COVID delayed weddings, they've happened by now.
Yeah.
If you really wanted to make it happen, Vendela, you might have just gone down to City Hall.
Yeah.
Tim, Lego is one of the few commercial toys that are not manufactured in China.
Where are they manufactured?
Denmark, Hungary, and Czech Republic. And the molding process of Legos is so accurate that just 12 elements in every million do not pass the company's high quality standard.
12 parts per million.
Yeah.
Where have I heard that before?
I don't know. Where have you heard that before?
I don't know. I thought I was going to make a connection.
I'm trying to find. I can't find now. There was some fact that I had that was about like how they were made to be put together and taken apart
Yeah, of course they were. They're Lego stuff.
But like I don't know, like 5,000 times or something.
Ah, that's
like
it.
A lot. You say that's it, but think about it. That's a lot to put together and take apart. 5,000 times? You're going to do that every day for what, like more than 10 years?
Maybe, I don't know. You know that like when we were kids, there weren't really Lego sets. There was like a pirate ship or like a spaceship or something.
Yeah, they didn't have like the licensing. Yeah.
That didn't start until 1999 with Star Wars.
Yeah.
Which is wild. But also, when we were kids, like, did you just get from like, another family who like kids got older, just like a huge bag or box of just random Legos?
Maybe.
And they just showed up at your house, and it's just like, okay. And like, it is a pretty novel toy in that, like, I don't know, even if there are other sets, they're all made up of pieces.
Yeah.
Just
Tim,
add them to the pile, and you got whatever you need in there.
You could take a Lego piece from 1958, and it'll plug right into, as long as it's been used less than 5,000 times, plug right into a Lego piece you buy today, no problem.
Yeah. That's actually pretty cool, Tom.
Yeah.
And there is a vibrant community around them, Tom. I found this glossary of terms. Do you know what an alternate build is?
I'm guessing it's like you're taking like a pre-put together set, but you're building something aside from what it's meant to be built
but
into.
you can buy instructions from an independent person that show you how to build something completely
and now
new.
There's I have to like go buy these in the park or something from a guy.
Yeah, he'll open up his trench coat and he'll have a bunch of Rolexes. And did that ever happen, or was that just on sitcoms in the 80s?
The Rolex guys
like,
usually
buy a watch.
Yeah, the Rolex guys usually had suitcases, I feel like.
Yeah.
And I have seen people on the street selling, fake Rolexes out of a suitcase.
Yeah. Tom, I'm getting this information from the New York Times wire cutter, so take this from as you will. I know you like to complain about the failing New York Times. You know what an illegal build is?
Oh, I do, because I watched a video about this recently, and it's like using the bricks in ways where I think the most common is like using it in ways where they don't click together.
Yeah, they're not intentionally designed to fit that way.
Yes.
That's what makes it so freaking illegal. And they cart you off to jail.
Yeah. But
it's like in Joe Brandon's America, Tom.
Yeah.
They haul you in front of Congress and make you explain yourself. Why were you building this way? It's illegal.
You could have killed somebody. No, I watched a video. I think it was just like, it was somewhat recently, maybe like, I'm all over the place for the holidays recently. So like I'm catching more cable TV than I'm used to.
Mm-hmm.
And there was some cable show where it was like a behind the scenes of like a Lego guy. No, I'm sorry. It was a YouTube video. But I think it was like a guy that used to work for Lego and now just like, runs a YouTube channel. And he was going over like illegal builds, but then a lot of things that people think are illegal but are not illegal. And he would show why they aren't illegal.
Right.
But it was all, it was all.
Did he tell you what
censored.
to say?
It was scrambled,
how to talk
so
to
you
the
couldn't
cops
really
when
see.
they show up? Yeah.
Yeah.
You only open your window an inch and you say, I don't answer questions.
Yeah, I assert my Fifth Amendment right.
Do you ever watch those videos of those guys?
Yeah, I love those videos.
I know. Does that work?
I mean, I'm sure it does sometimes, but it seems like from what I've seen, either people are using it in situations where it's not applicable, where it's like, well, I've pulled you over because, I've just chased you from a crime scene. So like,
right.
No, you can't not let me in your car. Or the way to the way those people get off is that you have to like be
By questioning authority.
well
Never mind. Sorry.
you have to like really stick to your guns, where it's like, well, you got to be ready to like, take a couple of hours out of your day, because
That's what it all seems like.
they're going to bring more people in. They're going to, try and get you on other stuff, like, and really intimidate you. And you're going to have to stick to your guns and make yourself so annoying that they finally go, oh, fine. All right, get out of here.
Yeah.
Which should be on, which I don't think is a bad thing to do. If
you so annoying that the cops tell you to go home.
Well, if you know your rights and you're following your rights,
yeah,
you
I watched this video one time that was like, anytime a cop says anything to you, the only thing you ever say is, "I don't answer questions."
Oh man, that sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it
was like if they say like, "Oh, nice weather we're having, huh?" You say, "I don't answer questions."
Yeah. Right, because you could say, I think I don't think it's that nice, but it is a nice day, and then they'll bring you into court and say, Your Honor, exactly. I've proven this man's a liar, and I rest my case.
Every time a cop talks to me, I say, "I'm a cop too. Let's go shoot guns at the range."
Well, Tim, we're back to the stolen valor thing. That's what's gotten you into a lot of trouble.
I know, but sometimes I get to go to the range and fire some guns. They're like, "Hey, I'll give you a ride, bud."
One Lego brick can bear up to 4,240 newtons of force.
I don't know how much that
well,
force
to the
that
lay person like you, that's 953 pounds.
Okay.
So what that means is a single Lego brick can support 375,000 other Lego bricks before buckling. This means that a person could build a Lego tower 2.17 miles high before
go to the moon. Yeah, I know.
No, 2.17 miles high before the bottom Lego brick would begin to break. Now, you're talking about, how you're not impressed with the tigers and stuff people make. I would be impressed if somebody built a 2-mile high tower, though.
That didn't fall down. If it was buttressed with things, then I wouldn't be impressed.
What if it was unbuttressed?
Oh, I'd be so impressed.
Yeah.
But the base would have to be so large.
I don't know if it would be. Maybe if it was just like a real calm day and there were no planes flying nearby that could crash into it.
Man, that would stink if you were building something and a plane crashed into it.
Yeah, if you were on a ladder 2 miles high. Yeah. I guess you could just keep putting them on the bottom, but that would be hard to balance.
Yeah.
Look, I'm not the guy trying to figure this out. Somebody else should.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. Get one of the, let one of these Lego maniacs out of jail. Give him some kind of prison release program.
You don't want to let Zach out.
And let them try it, and tell them, like, you know what? If you get it, then we'll take 5 years off your sentence.
Isn't it wild?
If you die doing it, we can't be held responsible.
Right. It's a Suicide Squad situation.
Yeah, we'll disavow all knowledge.
Right. And you're going to have an explosive thing in your head just in case. To blow up your brain.
An explosive Lego brick we're going to inject into the base of your skull.
Tom,
mm-hmm.
They've only been licensing stuff for freaking 24 years.
Yeah.
That's so wild. They have so many licensed things. They must be making a fortune.
Yeah.
Tom, Lego must be making a lot of money.
I think they're like the number 2 toy company in the world now.
They got Hogwarts you can build.
Yeah.
All different types of Harry Potter things. Star Wars. Tom, Phineas and Ferb, The Hobbit. Tom, they have the Fab Five loft from Queer
I was
Eye.
gonna say I saw that at the Lego store recently.
You can buy the Friends
And
apartments.
it was big. It was expensive. It wasn't like this is like a neat little trinket to have. It was like, no, you gotta be ready to like plop down 3 figures on this.
Every
you gotta be ready to
time
plop
I'm
down
at the mall.
3 figures for these 5 mini figures.
Yeah. Hey, that's a good one, Tom. Every time I'm at the mall, I go to the Lego store.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, let me see if I can buy something for like my nephew or something.
Mm-hmm.
It's all stuff for grown-ups. It's like,
Yeah.
build the Guggenheim, and this set will cost $725. It's like,
Yeah.
I don't want to spend $725 and build the Guggenheim. I want to buy my nephew, like, a pirate ship.
No, and that's what so I was building Lego with my niece today, and I'd bought with a Lego set that I'd bought her for Christmas. And same thing, I went to the Lego store a few weeks ago and was like, all right, let's see what they got here. And it was all just like high-end expensive stuff. And like licenses where it was like they had like a whole shelf of like Marvel Eternals. You know, that movie where I'm like, no kid wants Eternals. Like, oh, mom and dad, throw away Iron Man and Captain America. I want the Eternals. I want a, what's her name? That lady. Anyway.
Well, you don't think anybody wants a toy of a lady.
That's not true.
Unless it was that Vendela. I don't know if you can call that a toy. That was very expensive, though.
So that was all I saw, and I was like, man, all these things are expensive. And then I went online, and it was like, oh, I can buy, I think it was like a 200 brick set in like a cool little plastic suitcase for $16.
Huh.
And it was just, random, not random, because it did have instructions to build like a bunch of little things, but it was like a bunch of different types of bricks, a bunch of different colors, just like the standard thing, a little kid's going to want.
Right.
Without,
Wait, where did you find that?
buying it, I think I bought it on like Amazon or Walmart or something like that.
Gotcha.
So
Hey,
it does exist, but you can't go to the Lego store for it.
Yeah.
Lego-
Hey, you heard it here first. Buy toys at Amazon.com.
Or Walmart.
Yeah.
Don't go to the Lego store. They're gonna try and sell you on some Lego set that wouldn't even fit an infant's head inside.
Tom,
Mm-hmm.
we haven't even gotten to the Lego movie with your hero, Chris Pratt.
Uh-huh.
Haven't gotten to the video games. I mean, you started talking about the video games and
Yeah.
I stopped you.
Mm-hmm.
Look, we'll mark all of this down
Yeah.
for the future
Put it in our ledger.
and put it in our ledger, our Keith ledger. We should watch the Lego. I watched the Lego movie on a plane. I didn't like it. Tom, what's the best Lego movie? Just before we go to the plugs,
Mm-hmm.
people out there,
Yeah.
they want to know. This is a man who knows his Legos. He knows his Lego. What's the best Lego movie out of all the Lego movies?
I think it's probably the Batman Lego movie.
Okay. I tried watching that on a plane. It was too loud. There's just constant loud noise.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like the movie's like sensory overload. It's just like super fast editing and like dumb joke after dumb joke, like rapid fire. But I don't know. It is fun. I can see why a kid would love it.
Yeah. Well, not my kid. And
No.
by my kid, I mean me. Not me.
Right, you didn't love it.
And my kid doesn't, he's too little to watch.
Yeah.
that
I
stuff.
think like besides that and like the Lego movie, and I think they made another Lego movie 2.
Yeah, they did.
I
which
think-
I think nobody saw, even though the first one was like a huge hit.
Yeah, when I was looking stuff up earlier, I was like, "Oh, they made that? When does that come out?" And I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
it came out years ago." Oh, all right. But I think those were like the only theatrical releases
Right.
for Lego. But there's like a million, I think, like direct to video type things for kids.
And we'll be going through all of those next week on the complete guide to Lego direct-to-video movies.
If you like the show, you can find out more at tcgte.com. You can find all our social media links there, our subreddit, our Discord, and our link to our Patreon, patreon.com/complete guide. Tim, what are we discussing on our Patreon podcast this week?
Tom?
Mm-hmm.
Because this came out back in 2022.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing a roundup, a 2022 year in review.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's
That's
gonna
it,
be it's gonna be fantastic. You're not even gonna.
Yeah,
believe
we did it already last year.
Yeah, but even if you sign up this year, you get that episode and years of old Patreon content. Well, not so old because it'll be new to you. Patreon.com/complete guide. Any parting thoughts about Lego, Tim?
I'm kind of excited to have a child. You know what the other thing about Lego is?
What's that?
I think this might not have always been the case, but it doesn't seem like it's gendered at all.
No.
Like,
well, but I was reading something like 86% of minifigures are male.
Can I tell you something about those minifigures?
Sure.
I don't care about those. I never use those. I'm not building a Lego set to be like, oh, now I'm gonna have the people walk around in it. Get rid of the minifigures. I don't care about them. I'm building structures here.
Now, Tim, did you know when I went to the Lego store recently, like they sell minifigures in like blind bags now? You know,
No.
where it's just like a
Yeah.
little bag that they were prominently displaying Muppets minifigs.
No. I mean, it's okay. we don't need these things.
I really like the minifigs. I'm kind of glad they weren't really a thing when we were kids. They were a thing, but it was like, you like you said, you would get a Lego spaceship and it would come with one little spaceman.
Yeah.
But now they've got like a million of them, and if that were, and you can buy them on their own, and if that were the case when I was a kid, that would probably be all I would have wanted.
See, this is your problem. You love a licensed whatever.
Licenses.
Yeah.
I've
You
got a
love
license
licenses.
to love licenses.
There's a very expensive application fee, from what I understand.
And invasive. The things they asked, I wouldn't ask my worst enemy.
About like your butt.
Tim, I told you I wouldn't have asked, and here you are asking me what they
Well,
were.
you are my worst enemy,
And
and
then-
I would do.
And then you got it right on the first guess, which is honestly insane.
Yeah, no, I know all about it. All right, Tom, that's enough. We've covered everything comprehensively. Ladies and gentlemen, Lego.
We'll see you next week.
That was a HeadGum podcast.